Hello everybody, it's Renee from Tub Time Treasures, here again making yet another soap. Busy summer for making soaps. Today I'm making something a little bit different, so you'll notice that my mold is a little bit different. Its shape is very different. It's actually an old stainless steel mud tray from when my husband used to hang drywall for a living. And I use this tray for one soap and one soap only. I use this tray when I make watermelon soap because the tray is tapered at the bottom. So I pour my soap in layers upside down so that it ends up having a little shape tapered to look like a watermelon slice. So that's what I'm going to be making today. I'm going to be using Kalahari Melon fragrance oil from Majestic Mountain Sage. This is the best watermelon fragrance that I have ever found. It smells like a fresh sliced watermelon. It does not smell like watermelon candy or watermelon gum. It smells like fresh sliced fruit, which is what I want for my watermelon soap. I'm going to be using an amethyst pink color. This is already pre-mixed in glycerin. I'm going to be using Green Wreath Lab Color from Bramble Berry. I'm not sure if they've discontinued this or not, but I'm going to use that for my green. And of course, my handy dandy titanium dioxide that's always here on hand. And then I'm going to add some poppy seeds to my soap as well. It helps to exfoliate, but it really gives that watermelon a little bit of a realistic look. Not super realistic because poppy seeds are round and watermelon seeds are not, but it does make for a really nice soap, and people get really excited when they see it because it looks like watermelon. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got all of my oils pre-mixed, ready to go in my big bucket here. My fragrance oil is already in the bucket, mixed in with all of my other oils. I have my lye water mixed with silk, ready to go. So we will just get started and go from there. I'm going to blend just until emulsification because I'm going to blend again when I pour off into my colorant buckets. Okay, so these layers are going to be very thin because they're just the white and the green layer of the watermelon to offset the pink. That should be good. We'll give a little bit more here. Put some of that back in there. All right, grab my stick blender, blend in some titanium dioxide. Blend in some of my Green Wreath Lab Color. And this will darken up because I gel my soaps, so it won't be a bright green, it'll go a little bit darker. Then in my big bucket, I'm going to add wrong side. I'm going to add about that much poppy seeds to the entire bucket. Blend in my color. All right, and then we're just gonna dump the pink in, and then we're gonna layer the others on top. So no swirling, no funky techniques, just a cool repurposed mold, and a really awesome fragrance to make for a fun twist on a summer soap. So make sure, get all this off the bottom. We're gonna pour it right down the middle of the mold here. Scrape the container. Make sure we get all of that soapy goodness in here. Sorry for blocking your view with the bucket. I'll get it out of the way in just a second, I promise. Okay, pink's in. Shake it down. Tap it down. Use the spatula to kind of even out some of the bumpy spots. I try not to get it too mounded right in the middle. That way it'll sit on my shelf. If it's got some soap towards the sides, it'll sit flatter than having just a big bump in the middle. Because remember, we're pouring this upside down. So the very bottom of this will be the top of the soap when we unmold it. That looks good. Take our white layer for the rind. Get it mixed up some so that it's a little more fluid. So I can get it on top of this pink here. Just kind of spoon it across there. And we'll fill in the gaps. Because like I said, I wanted this to be a thin layer, so I didn't make much soap batter this color. So I'm going to have to go through and spread it out, make sure that it's across the entire top portion of the pink. Jiggle this one around, just kind of spread it over. Alright, let's see if I can get this not quite mounded in the middle here. Fill in a couple of little gaps. Then we'll get our green, and it'll get put to bed overnight. Then we'll come back in the morning and we'll show you what these layers look like cut. First we gotta get all the layers on though, so trying not to have that big mound in the center here like I was telling you guys about. Trying to have it. Make sure that the batter gets all the way over to the sides so that when we cut the soap, the watermelon slice will have a flat bottom. Alright. That's looking pretty good there. Tap it down. Not going anywhere. Okay, we'll mix up our green. Get it back to being a little more fluid. Because sometimes as it sits, it'll thicken up, but when you mix it again with a spatula, it goes back to being workable. Alright, we'll get this green on top and then we'll cover it up and put it to bed. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about the bottom as long as they're pretty straight and flat across. This is the bottom of the bar, so really how many people are going to notice the bottom? Not very many. And like I said, it'll be cut into bars, so it's just going to be a small portion. But that is my watermelon soap. And this time I'm not going to take you down and have you look at the top because there's really nothing to look at other than green. It's just green. So we'll come back tomorrow. I'll show you what it looks like when we take it out of the mold and what it looks like when it's cut. Alright, so we are back the next morning to cut watermelon soap. And there's the green that we left with yesterday. But we're going to flip it over and have that nice pink on top. We're going to get it lined up here with my cutter. And it's going to be a pretty simple soap. I'm sure you guys can already guess what it looks like inside. But we're going to get it cut. And there is what a slice of my watermelon soap looks like. The poppy seeds look really cool in there. Can you guys see those? Gives a little bit more of exfoliation, and it just makes it look cool. Because everybody likes a bar soap that looks cool, right? And smells good and works well. There's a lot of expectations with soap making. But when you know your chemistry, you can make an awesome bar of soap, and then you make it look pretty and smell good secondary to how it performs. At least that's how I make mine. I want it to perform well first and foremost for my customers. I want them to come back and buy it because it works, and because they like it, they enjoy it, they want more. So that's how I do my watermelon soaps. And as always, thanks for watching.